The game-changing edge. Why playful tools? Trump traditional math drills every time. Imagine the familiar scene in your living room. Your child slumped over a stack of math worksheets, pencil hovering uncertainly, the air thick with sighs and the faint scent of eraser shavings. It's a picture too many parents know all too well, one that tugs at your heart because you remember your own school days filled with the same drudgery. But what if you could flip this script entirely, turning those weary moments into bursts of laughter where curiosity sparks and light bulbs flicker on? We've been told that mastery in math demands discipline, silence, and endless repetition. Yet the truth, as both research and experience show, is that the real breakthroughs come from something far simpler and more joyful. Play. Games, whether printable board games, card challenges, or dice activities, aren't just fun diversions. They're powerful learning systems that activate engagement, deepen understanding, and build confidence far more effectively than worksheets ever could. They transform math from a solitary grind into a living experience that children share with peers, siblings, and even parents. And once you see the change, once you hear laughter where there used to be groans, you'll understand why this shift matters so much. Take Alex, for instance. He was an 8-year-old who dreaded math homework so deeply that every evening felt like a battle. His mother, worn out from coaxing him through one worksheet after another, finally gave up on the usual routine one rainy afternoon. She printed a simple multiplication board game she'd found online, gathered Alex, his sister, and a neighborhood friend, and rolled the dice. At first, Alex hung back, shoulders slumped, expecting failure. But soon the table was filled with giggles and chatter. A silly mistake turned into a shared puzzle. A win earned high fives instead of grades. By the end, Alex had not only mastered grouping numbers, but also rediscovered something essential: joy. His shift from reluctant learner to proud explorer began that day, not through a lecture, but through play. That's the essence of what I call the playful math advantage. It's not about distraction, it's about depth, how games allow children to think rather than just recite. Picture a group of kids around a table, the clatter of dice echoing as they debate whether to add or multiply a roll of 6. That brief discussion, that moment of deciding together, activates problem-solving circuits that rote practice can't touch. Children test ideas, make predictions, adjust strategies, and most importantly, remember what they learned because it's tied to emotion and action. In Alex's case, what once felt like memorizing cold facts became a living experience of logic and creativity intertwined. Games also equalize the learning field. In traditional settings, gaps in ability can quietly widen, with some children racing ahead while others fall behind unnoticed. But in a game, the pace is shared. Each child contributes differently. One might calculate quickly, another might explain clearly, and another might spot patterns others miss. Learning becomes a collective act. When Alex's friend explained carrying over an addition during play, it didn't feel like instruction. It felt like teamwork. That's the subtle brilliance of games. They transform hierarchy into collaboration. Beyond this cooperative layer lies something deeper. Games situate math in living, tangible contexts. When children roll dice to calculate probabilities or sort cards to identify patterns, they aren't passively completing exercises. They're applying math to achieve real goals. The immediate feedback, advancing a token or losing a turn, creates a powerful feedback loop that no worksheet can replicate. It's this relevance that cements understanding, because math becomes a living tool, not an abstract code. Soon, they begin spotting math everywhere, while budgeting allowance, counting game pieces, measuring ingredients, or tracking sports scores. Numbers shift from something they endure to something they use. Motivation is another secret ingredient. Children play games because they want to. Games trigger the same reward pathways that video games or sports do, releasing dopamine that reinforces engagement. Suddenly, math isn't something they're dragged to, it's something they chase. When your child pleads for one more round, you're witnessing the moment that intrinsic motivation takes root, the spark that turns reluctant learners into self-driven thinkers. There's also the social dimension. For children, learning rarely thrives in isolation. Collaboration, conversation, and laughter are the natural companions of understanding. Math games turn solitary study into a shared experience that strengthens relationships. Siblings negotiate rules, friends teach one another, and parents find themselves bonding over dice rolls instead of dreading homework hour. This community of play builds empathy, communication skills, and confidence, all while reinforcing math fluency. Perhaps the most liberating benefit is how games redefine failure. In traditional math settings, mistakes often carry emotional weight. Wrong answers marked in red ink, quiet embarrassment, avoidance. In games, errors become part of the narrative. A miscalculation might cost a turn or invite laughter, but never shame. This psychological shift dismantles the fear that blocks learning. Children begin to see failure not as a verdict, but as feedback, a necessary step toward mastery. Alex learned this firsthand when a wrong subtraction roll sparked laughter instead of scolding, leaving him more determined, not defeated. For parents and teachers, games also open a new kind of insight. Observing a child's gameplay reveals their reasoning process, their strategies, misconceptions, and mental shortcuts in a way no test can. You'll hear their thinking aloud, see where they hesitate, and spot exactly what kind of support they need. This turns assessment from an intimidating event into a natural, ongoing dialogue woven into play. Games are also profoundly inclusive. For children from multilingual homes or those struggling with reading, math games communicate through action rather than words. Rules can be demonstrated, not just described, allowing every child to join the circle. Over time, these shared experiences dissolve barriers and invite participation, making math a universal language of laughter and logic rather than exclusion. And for you, the busy parent juggling work, meals, and bedtime, there's a practical gift here too. Once the structure of a game is learned, children often keep it going independently. The built-in motivation sustains the session without constant supervision, freeing you to listen from the sidelines or quietly join when you wish. It's self-sustaining learning disguised as fun, one of the few parenting wins that truly lighten your load. When you put all this together, the depth of understanding, collaboration across levels, real-world relevance, genuine motivation, social connection, emotional safety, visible reasoning, inclusivity, and independence, you begin to see why playful math isn't just a supplement. It's a revolution in miniature, reshaping how children experience numbers and how families experience learning together. So tonight, instead of another worksheet, grab a deck of cards or print a simple dice game. Sit down with your child, roll together, laugh together, and watch as numbers begin to shimmer with meaning. This is where math confidence begins, not in silence but in shared joy.